Check this thing out. It's a fake boat in the woods that we're in the middle of building for rental reasons, because why not? We got a lot of work we need to get done on the deck and a lot of really tricky radius framing we got to get done around this custom staircase that we made. Order of operations for this one, it's about 1 o'clock now. I've only got a few hours today. There's some really heavy rains coming the next few days. So we're gonna get as much done on the deck as we can. And then tomorrow, we'll move into that radius framing. So the most exciting thing you've seen in just lifetimes probably, these are called joist hangers. And what we're gonna do is put up about 100 of them because that's what we're gonna do. Cool, right? We're gonna use joist hanger nails. I know, what? Who is this guy? Breaking boundaries as soon as I can find them. I think they're up here. Why they're up here, I'm not sure. There they are. Fantastic. People always comment that I need a tool belt. I got one. I just hate wearing it, to be honest with you. And right now, I just use it to keep my tools organized in here. But look at this. You want to see something cool? They're almost the same color. Yeah. These bad boys haven't seen the sun for a while. I don't know. I'll do it. Where do you reckon the hammer is? I don't know if you can tell, but we've already got layout on this side, just a mark. I don't have any square lines yet. So we're marked out here already. I just use a little cheater block. It's 2x6. There's a shim. You know what I mean? Isn't that fancy? I take one of these, hold it where I want it. So we do have a tremendous amount of joist hangers to get in here. Listen, I don't care. You probably don't care. It's not the most exciting step. So we're just gonna time lapse. Look at this, flying. Look at him go. That is professional. Got this beauty over here, huh? You gonna see something cool? Living his best life. The sun was out a second ago, so he's probably just, right now he's just chilling. Her maybe, I don't know. I'm not Steve Irwin. I didn't have a whole lot of time yesterday, really just a couple hours. But I was happy to at least get some of this monotonous step of putting joist hanger brackets up. And then that way, whenever the rest of the decking material shows up, those custom 24-foot 2x10s for the outside, we'll be ready to pick up right where we left off. And even though they called for a rainy forecast today, looks like the rain's gonna hold off till later in the evening. We could do some more deck work if I wanted, but I'm already in the framing mindset. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of framing in the basement. Traded a couple backhoe buckets for this bad boy. Look at that thing, huh? We've got the big propane generator over there, but if I can keep the hours off of that, because all I need today is the air compressor, with running this, what a treat, huh? Not too bad. First time I'll be using it today, so we'll see how she works out. I got a video on the second channel, the Kleeman channel, coming out on buying and selling stuff on Marketplace. That's on that video. Let me get this layout knocked out real quick, and then I'll show you exactly what we got going on. This is the bathroom in the basement. Microphone troubles again today, by the way. Formal apologies. Next step to the layout, we're going to get measurements and cutter boards of what they need to be. This is a concrete floor. In the history of concrete, not one floor has ever been perfectly level. We're going to cut each stud what it needs to be. So, a whole bunch of measurements. We're just gonna go with it. I don't care. This is on. I checked the oil yesterday. There's a little decomp valve here that relieves the pressure so you can pull it easier. Fuel on. Choke that way. Running these coated ring shanks. That fella's just going to have to hang on until we get up because of this fantastic plumbing work there. That's okay. We're fine. How about that air compressor, huh? We'll just notch it out once we get it stood up. We've got one of those fancy oscillating tools. Makes pretty easy work on that. Here's the fun part. Yes. 1, 2, 3, clean. Yeah. There it is. There it is. There it is. Don't hurt me. There we go. That's better. Okay, here we go. So I'll show you where the hang-up's at. This is the mark. That's supposed to be the inside of the wall right there. This is supposed to be just on that side of that 2x6. And that 2x6 hangs down about a 1/2 inch. So that's why we've got such a snug fit coming in. So probably ought to be better off hitting the top over, getting the height that we need, and then a few gentle taps. Sometimes a little persuasion is required. That's okay. You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? I mean, on this one, we pretty much just cut the whole chunk out. Now I'm just going to use a Sawzall, and then we'll put just a 2x4 on the outside of this to keep everything held together while we tap it in place the rest of the way. Aboard. And we don't need to worry about catching that in yet. But we'll put it through here, that way we don't end up breaking this bottom plate. We are showing nice and plumb there. We're on our line at the bottom. It'll look good on the wall. We're gonna run a few screws into the stud here to hold it in place. Very nice. And then we'll just kind of keep working that top across until we get it good and even all the way. She's tight, probably tighter than she needs to be, especially since she's not load bearing, but that's okay. I like tight walls. A little bit of a struggle. Probably easier ways to do it. I know easier ways to do it, but here we are. We're just living our best life. That's how I'm going to describe it right now. Let's see what we got on this. We'll call it shimmable. You know, It's shimmable. I'm not gonna mess with securing the bottom or the top right now. She's there. I really want to get in on this radius wall, but this space, hey, looks great. This is perfect. 3-row door is pretty big for an interior door, but washing machine, things like that, we're gonna have to change out stuff in the future. If I got an appliance in a room, personally I like to put a big 3-row door in it. Just gives us tons of room to maneuver and work when we need to. But this is pretty comfortable to come around or to go up the stairs. That's how we envision that space working, but you just never know until you actually are in that space how it's gonna feel. The next thing I wanna do is try to get this radius wall that goes around this started. To do that, we gotta hop upstairs. So we've gotta make a top plate that goes on the bottom side of that, and a bottom plate that goes down on the concrete. Now we've already made the bottom plate for this section here. So we've got it as a template and a couple other pieces, and we're tracing everything so that everything is identical on each floor. So the next step is just a whole bunch of jigsaw work. This is the theme of this video, just a whole bunch of repetitive work. I have people that are like, man, you should make longer videos. Dude, I'd love to make longer videos. I think that would be awesome. The issue is a lot of these steps are the same step over and over and over again for an extended amount of time. And by the time I'm done with those steps, it's worth only maybe a minute and a half of actual footage, but we've burnt up 3 or 4 hours of the day. So it's a little bit harder to make longer videos. We hope to at some point in the future. Right now, we're just trying to make videos that keep moving and cover the progress of this pretty, listen, I'm not gonna lie, spectacular build, the word I'm using today, spectacular. You describe it, put a description. How would you describe this build? Oh, words are tough. Down in the comment section. Hopefully you have better luck with your words than I did with mine right there. So what I gotta figure out real quick, this is where I have my end mark at for upstairs, but I don't know if that's gonna be the same for downstairs. And it all depends on the access to that panel. So let me make some marks here. Pull it down and we'll measure. Alright, let's try to get the PLS to line up with that. Where is it? We've already done all this math, so we know we can get it to work. It's just a matter of getting the exact. That gives me 44 inches out from the wall, and panel, and then our panel depth is board and everything shy of 6. We'll call it 6. That puts us at 38 inches for clearance in front of the panel. That should be good. And there'll be a wall that comes out and over. So I need one of these, and then 2 short ones on that end, and then whatever finishes this piece off, and that'll be enough for the top. So we got everything cut for the top plate. I'm not super proud of the way it turned out, but I am super gonna use it. You know, it's all gonna be behind something one day anyway. That will be all right. I've got no power for some reason. I don't know what. Oh my gosh. Multimeter's still here. Fantastic. I mean, I don't have anything. My lights are nothing. Nothing's tripped. Nothing. Why? Just try the old unplug it and plug it back in thing. Let's just turn it back on and see what it does. I say we start by taking the cover off. What do you think? One fella said he just found a spade connector loose where it attaches. You can see the brushes there, and the brushes are all there. They do appear to be making contact, but he said he just found a spade connector that had vibrated loose right there. No, we didn't. We did not. Okay. Well, I mean, what are the odds something else is loose? It worked this morning. We shut it off, and then oh. Can't have that. Yeah, perfect. That's not going to be good for anything. Nope. That's not good for anything. Get that out of there. Anyway, well, there's a zip tie. We'll just look around here, see if we can't find some other. You know, maybe there's another connection. Oh, somebody's been in here. That's a homemade job right there, for sure. See if there's not something else loose. Just something obvious. The other thing, there's a fuse right there. Not saying it's the best looking fuse I've ever seen, but yeah, we could ohm it out real quick. Ohm's working. Oh, I don't ohm. Certainly not helping. The discoloration is also a little bit of a clue there. Now, I don't know what size this is or what it is. Yep. I think that fuse went bad on us. Well, so considering we don't ohm across here, and I looked it up, that they're all discolored. It's supposed to be a 10 amp, 250 volt fuse. We're just not ohming across, so that's got to be it. Let me just bring this to an absolute shine and ohm across it, just to make sure we're not getting blocked out by some of that corrosion. But all right, we got it all scuffed up. Let's just double check here. Self-test. Oh, it does ohm through. I can actually read the fuse now. 12 amp 250. So that's, oh, and 3/4 long. Got to be an improvement. Let's work on the terminal connectors here. Terrifying to start this up without the hood on. Well, let's just put the top hood on so I don't trip and fall into it. Secret to fixing stuff is you take apart the messed up thing, you look for the thing that doesn't look right, and then you make it look, you know, right again. And normally that does it, but I don't know that I could tell you what's right or not here. So that was not it. Probably good to do though. I just realized the spade connectors that fellow was talking about wasn't these. It would be, get you ready for this? Is this gonna work? It would be these spade connectors, and I can't see what you're seeing. So I need to, this holds the brushes. They're all connected down. Tell you what, there's not much left of that. Are you picking that up on camera? You see this one? They're spring loaded, right? So that they keep constant tension on the slip rings there. See how that one's got quite a bit left in it? See how when you push this one, it doesn't, there's not a lot coming out. So I mean, that whatever could possibly be exposed is pretty much worn off. And that one's about the same. I'm not sure. Let's check those spade connectors on the back. Yeah, they all look fine. Those all look intact. I'm not so sure. Let me hold that back up there. If in fact the brushes aren't just worn. I mean, there's a chance that when we first started up this morning, it had just enough contact, and then when it was spinning, it could maintain whatever arc or whatever it had going on. Well, let me give you the close-up view here. See this brush on the left? Watch, that's what we're supposed to do. If there's enough brush left, see how it just kind of pushes down so it can maintain that contact? See that one in the middle? When I max out on my bolt adjustment, I'm not even making contact. I think we got faulty brushes. I think I'm going to order some. Either way, they're worn out and they need replaced. And that'll be a good place to start. Well, that's it for this one. Not quite what I wanted to get done, but still some progress and some forced maintenance on the old Miller Legend. Next video, we'll see if we can't get that one running. I think I know what's wrong with it, but we'll talk about it on the next video. We should be able to get that thing up and going, and we can use that to power the jigsaw. And if that doesn't work, we'll just go get the Blue Eddy battery and we'll use that to power the jigsaw. Still got a little bit of time left today, but there's supposed to be some pretty severe weather tonight, and anytime it's supposed to storm real bad or they give us all those alerts and everything, I like to make sure the side-by-side's filled up, the excavator's filled up, and my saw gas cans are filled up and the chainsaw's ready to go. That way, if we do get something crazy, at least we're ready to, you know, be on the reactive part of things there. I was just telling the Admiral the other day, like, I finally feel like I can breathe, you know, things are going. Look at here. We're breathing all right. It's more like a pant at this point, but it's there.